welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Anu Joshi and I'm a real estate broker based in Toronto in the GTA. I'm super happy to be hosting this 3-part health and wellness series with Dr. Nadkarni. Welcome, Dr. Nadkarni.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Now, Dr. Nadkarni is an Ayurvedic MD. She's a registered holistic nutritionist and a certified base allergy consultant. She's going to be talking with us today about managing sleep, good sleep techniques, and other tips and tricks to regulate your sleep cycle. So, Dr. Nadkarni, we talked in our first part about food and nutrition for realtors and entrepreneurs. In part 2 of our series, we talked about stress management. So now we're at part 3, which is going to be about sleep and managing sleep. So, what are some tips that you have for people that are in, sort of high stress situations for them to be able to manage their sleep?
So the first thing is you have to understand the importance of sleep. So people just look at sleep like something they have to do, or something that's not necessary, something that takes a back seat when you have a lot of work.
Yes.
But sleep is the time where your body rejuvenates itself, your body repairs itself. Your mind, which is overloaded or bombarded by different perceptions of the world, everything you're taking in through your senses, your body is going to process everything and just kind of recover from that.
Yes.
So if you are not sleeping well, you're creating a lot of stress that we talked about in part 2. So if you are someone who's sleeping only 2 hours or not getting a good quality sleep, even though they sleep 8 hours or 10 hours, right? It's going to negatively impact your body. You're going to start not feeling energetic or enthusiastic. Your digestion might suffer because of it. You might start gaining weight, right? A lot of stress hormones can change in your body due to lack of sleep. So sleep is extremely important. And getting a good night's rest is extremely important. So a lot of people get stuck up on the numbers, I have so many clients that will track through Fitbit and start getting anxiety. Oh my God, I don't sleep. I sleep only 3 hours and I slept only 2 hours. But one of the best signs that you got enough sleep is that you should wake up rested. So I always ask my clients that when you woke up, did you wake up rested or did you feel tired after waking up?
Yes.
So if you feel restful on waking up, that's a sign that, okay, you're doing really well when it comes to your sleep. Wake up tired every single day, then either your sleep time is not, as much as your body needs, or the quality of sleep is not as great for you, so you could be tossing and turning or waking up 2-3 times. And even though it's 8 hours, but you're not getting those 8 hours or benefits of 8 hours. So that's one thing about sleep, like waking up rested is extremely important.
Yes.
Now when we come to why people don't sleep, right? So I'm going to talk about certain entrepreneurial habits that we all do either do at some point of time as well, and that we should stop doing. So 3 main things that you need to avoid is, first is, your bedroom is your bedroom. Your bedroom is not your workstation, right? And a lot of the times when you take all the paperwork onto your bed or you take a lot of notes, or you start studying, or recording or looking at videos or educating, like whatever it is, your mind starts associating your bed as a workplace, not as a place to rest. So that is one of the reasons people don't sleep well anymore, right? So always, your bed should primarily be used for sleeping and no other activity. You cannot eat in your bed. You cannot watch, TV in your bed, or even do any kind of work in your bed. So that's a really good sleep habit.
Yes.
The bedroom is just a bedroom, the bed is a place to sleep. The second one is bombarding with blue light, all our gadgets.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Phones and iPads and whatever.
And people tune into social media later at night, and then they'll see what's going on, and then automatically their brain starts either comparing or competing or feeling bad about themselves. And this comparisonitis with social media, it gives you sleepless nights. So avoiding social media is extremely important. That's really important for each and every person, so at least 8 o'clock onwards, try to switch off, especially if you're having trouble sleeping. Any blue light, and there are certain glasses you can get which are blue light resistant, so You can wear those glasses and that will help you sleep as well, but avoid any exposure to social media, or technology for that matter.
Right.
So whether it's your TV, whether it's your phone, whether it's your Kindle, anything, just avoid it 2 hours
Yes.
before bedtime. And third one is try to go to bed at the same time. So
Mm-hmm.
again, developing a sleep routine. If you're having trouble sleeping, you could go have a bath. So Epsom salt baths
Right.
are extremely powerful when it comes to helping you sleep. Epsom salts have magnesium. Magnesium is the anti-stress mineral, so it can really help you relax and ground well. So if
Yes.
you're somebody who has, aches and pains, this is going to be extremely beneficial to you. And it's also going to really relax your body and put you in a state of sleep.
Right.
Uh, Not eating 3 hours prior to
Mhm.
sleep is another tip. I know I mentioned three, but I'm like going on.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, it's all helpful, right? Because sleep is something
Yeah.
that a lot of people don't pay attention to. And if they're waking up tired or they know they're not sleeping well, but they don't know why and what to change.
Yeah, and food is something, food is another consideration around sleep, because if you sleep with too much food in your belly, you might
Yes.
not get sleep because your body is still digesting. But at the same time, if you sleep and you haven't eaten for 6 hours, then you're really hungry, then your
Hmm.
stomach is going to be growling and you're not going
Yes,
to sleep
I know
either.
all about that. Yeah.
So it's important that, at least 3 to 4 hours, you have to keep it and have protein again. As I mentioned in the first video, one of the easiest things we can all do, and not tons of protein. I don't mean like a heavy quantity of,
Right.
a big steak or something, but just something that's going to, satiate you and
Yes.
prolong the absorption of, excess sugar in your blood.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what is your opinion on late night snacks? And the reason I ask is because oftentimes I'll be out with clients showing homes, we'll want to put in an offer, and I do that work from home. So sometimes from bed, I'll be writing up the offer and sending it to them for signing. And this goes well into the night, even though I've had my dinner at a good time, but I'm often up till 12 or 1 doing this paperwork. And then obviously cue the stomach growling. So what would you recommend at that point?
So one of the nice things is, you can have a beverage, like a warm beverage, like milk is one thing, but a lot of people are allergic to milk. So having an almond milk or even regular milk, a whole organic milk is
Mhm.
fine. You can add some turmeric powder.
Okay.
You can add some nutmeg. So nutmeg helps you calm down and sleep. And you can sweeten it with either maple syrup or stevia as per your preference. But having that warm beverage also helps you.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're more thirsty than hungry. So rather than eating something which is going to sit in your stomach for a long time, a
Yes.
warm beverage is also going to have the nutrition, it's going to have the protein, and it's also going to be absorbed much faster. So that's my tip. So rather than having a snack, maybe go for a warm beverage. You can go for a tea.
Hmm.
If you need something more than tea, then you can always go for something like a milk, or a coconut milk. If you need something richer, coconut
Right.
milk is, much
Right.
richer than almond milk.
Right.
But that's my tip, and yeah, sleep. Usually it's the 10 o'clock mark. In Ayurveda, we talk about the doshas, or the bioenergies. And
Yes.
after 10 o'clock, we talk about the pitta cycle or the fire cycle starting in the body, where you go on processing entire events of the day. And this is the biggest reason why when
Yes.
people, usually they get this, they feel like sleeping or they get sleepy or a little drowsy around 9:30ish.
Yes.
And by the time it hits 10, they try to keep up to 10 o'clock mark and not sleep. And then after
Hmm.
10, they have a hard time sleeping, right?
Right.
Because you're going to start processing everything that's happened in the day after 10 o'clock. As your
Yes.
body starts processing things, and you're not going to be able to sleep well.
So is this sort of tentative timeline, is this similar for most people, or is it for specific body types?
The 10 o'clock is typically like generally for most people, but
Mhm.
also I work a lot with shift workers as well. And
Yes.
certain people, like we can talk to realtors, for sure, you can sleep at, 10 o'clock, or you can just manage that. But
Right.
then there are people who start work at 10 o'clock at night, right?
Yeah.
So for them, you have to manage your sleep in the daytime. You have to make sure it's not going to be equivalent. But
Right.
if you get a good rest, in the daytime, if you have to, because again, we can't always pick our job or the kind of job we are job situation we're in, but you
Yes.
can do the best of what's being, dealt to you.
Right.
So if you are someone who's doing a lot of night shifts, or one day you have like an assignment that you have to finish by next day,
Yes.
make sure you're giving yourself enough time to recover the next day, or at least rest the next day,
Right.
and taking it easy.
Right.
With night shifts, it's important to, again, be like a day, like follow the night as a day and the day as a night. So
Mhm.
having your meals at a certain time, before
Right.
you go to work, making sure you have a decent meal, a heavier meal that's going to keep you sustained, and then you can snack in the night if you want to.
Right, right. And the 10 o'clock mark that you sort of mentioned, I know a lot of us will exceed that, and then the thoughts start coming, and then the things start churning. So if that is preventing somebody, that sort of anxiety or mental stress, it's that's preventing them from falling asleep. What are some strategies that you can recommend so that they can sleep on time and get to sleep?
One strategy I mentioned in the last video was, just alternate nostril breathing. So
Yes.
that helps calm you down.
Yes.
That response, even belly breathing is a fantastic tool, putting one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and just breathing deeply. And that's going to help de-stress your body. If you're in bed and you can't sleep, you can start progressively relaxing your entire body, starting with your toes. It takes
Mhm.
time, but
Yes.
usually you fall asleep in that entire mechanism. When
Right.
you're trying to relax everything.
Yes.
If you are having an anxiety around sleep, even essential oils work really well. So a
Mhm.
lavender essential oil is going to
Yes.
instantly calm you down.
Okay.
So that also helps sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And now, in terms of, I know you mentioned there's a difference between quantity of sleep and quality of sleep. So,
Yeah.
what would you recommend to someone that is, getting their 8 hours a day, but it's not good quality? What can they do to change that?
So you have to see why you're again not sleeping. Like in Ayurveda, everything we try to attack the root cause. You can try different band-aid mechanisms. You can take melatonin for some time. You can take sleep aid if you're absolutely not sleeping. But what's causing the lack of sleep, or what's causing the anxiety? If
Right.
anxiety is causing the lack of sleep, then what is causing anxiety?
Yes.
If your poor food habits, if you're having caffeine, something as simple as coffee, which we also touched in the previous videos. Some people have a hard time processing caffeine after eating, or they're not going to process it well, and that keeps them awake all night. 3 o'clock mark is also
Right.
important. So really finding what's causing the poor quality of sleep in you,
Yes.
and then targeting that is extremely important, because like everything else, it's all individualized. There's no
Of
custom,
course. Of course.
yeah, there's no one size fits all.
Absolutely. And people have to be aware of that, and work solutions that really work for their body and their
Yeah,
lifestyle.
yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Dr. Nadkarni, for sharing those fantastic tips and strategies around managing sleep. If any of our viewers have any questions about this or any other topics relating to Ayurveda or lifestyle and nutrition, please leave them in the comments below. We'll do our best to answer them. I'll also share with you guys Dr. Nadkarni's website and all her social media links so you can reach her directly. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you, Dr. Nadkarni, for
Thank you so
contributing.
much. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.